Welcome students. Today I am going to teach you the poem OZYMANDIAS by PERCY by SHELLEY. And OZYMANDIAS poem is a sonnet by PERCY Shelley. Now I read the lyrics of the poem. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, are shattered with such lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear: My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, a mighty and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Lone and level sands stretch far away. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Low and level sands stretch far away. So I would like to tell about and I would like to explain line by line. So see that thing. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, the speaker of the poem once met a traveler from an antique land. So the traveler was from a place within ancient history like Rome, Greece, or ancient Egypt. The traveler told him his story of the ruins of a giant statue that he had come across. So it is a story within a story, a narrative within a narrative. Some critics opine that this framing has helped the poet add another level of obscurity to Ozymandias' position in people's mind. It is suggestive of how pride and glory of power fade away with time. Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, are shattered with such lies, whose frown. The traveler told the narrator that he saw two huge stone legs of a statue in the middle of the desert. Trunkless suggests that the legs were standing without the upper body or the torso. The desert indicates that it was ancient Egypt. Near the standing legs, he also came across the broken head, shattered visage, of the statue that was partially buried in the sand. Visage means a face, but it implies a head here. The shattered head denotes that the whole statue is destroyed, but we don't really know what exactly happened to that statue. It's perhaps just the natural process of decay with time. Now come to the line. Whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read. The traveler goes on to describe that the face of the statue lying on the sand had the expression still visible and identifiable of the mighty ruler Ozymandias. He has used frown, wrinkled up, and sneer of cold command to give us an impression that the subject of the statue was an angry, commanding, and often upset man. But the next line shifts the attention from the statue to the sculptor who created it. The traveler admires that the artist understood and felt his subjects, which means the man in the statue, passions and emotions very well. That is why he could draw the face so perfectly that it is still visible. So, see the next two lines. Which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, and the heart that fed. The man continues his praise for the sculptor. The words which yet survive implies the immortality of a work of art that the artist created. His creation is still alive, stamped on the otherwise lifeless stones. The sculptor's hands copied and portrayed that's marked. His subject's passions and his heart felt those and inspired fed to make it possible. So that hand and that heart it survived through this masterful creation. Come to the next. And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, a mighty and despair. Now again the poem shifts to the statue. The traveler quotes their words written on its pedestal. The inscription declares the name of the man. It is Ozymandias. He also regarded himself as the king of kings. The ruler addresses others who think themselves powerful, mighty, to look at his works to get their illusions shattered. Despair. As you already know from the above section that his was ancient Egyptian Pharaoh Ramses II. The works might indicate to the famous temples and statues he built. Here Ozymandias is giving a warning to the other kings and rulers not to hope for much greatness, as they can never cross his achievements. That certainly gives an impression of his proud and commanding nature. But ironically enough, his own statue is now groomed and grounded up the great force of nature that is wounded now it is. And nothing besides, move to the next line, nothing besides remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. Lost to it is repetition. He is repeating that thing. Colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. And here comes the final words from the traveler on how there is nothing except those ruins and the sands all around. The colossal wreck hints at how the gigantic statue and the high flying passions attached to it are all dusted now. The boundless and bare, and the lone and level. Sand stretching far away symbolizes the vastness of time. So, last thing we have to know the one thing from that poem. The Shelley has portrayed the thing. We, the human beings, are very little creatures in the vast passage of time. Our pride and might will eventually disappear, but what remains immortal is the work of art. These last lines suggest the central theme of the sonnet. Thank you.